What's up, everybody? It's your boy Sehatha back at you with another round of elemental sign videos, actually getting them out this week. Your all-purpose oracle, medium at large, and prognosticator extraordinaire, beloved by the whole world as the blind seer. And it is my great privilege to be able to return to you guys this week. I had to give my kids my attention last week, so I wasn't able to focus on anything that I wasn't getting paid for my time for, and I apologize for that. It will happen again, I'm sure, and it's just something we're all going to have to work around because I'm a single father, and I make no apologies for any of that. They come first, and that's just all there is to it. So I'm glad that I can get these back out this week. I do try not to go too long. I try not to go without posting them at all, but if I absolutely have to, I try not to make it more than once in a couple of weeks. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the air signs because I'm almost through with these and I'm blowing up lately. I've got a couple of new business ventures going on. I've new projects underway. I've got a lot going on. Trying desperately to get as much money coming in as possible now that I have the kids full time because it is a lot to handle and they go through things with a quickness. So I'm gonna blow through this real quick. Well, not. You guys know what I mean. Time's a factor though. So my favorite Prismavisions tarot deck got ruined. Something got spilled. All the cards got stuck together, so I'm not able to use it. I'm back to using my original basic Rider-Waite deck that I started the page with because I don't have the $60 it takes to replace the really nice deck that I bought with the money I made doing readings right now. Business is very slow lately, guys, and I really need that to change, honestly. I mean, I'm not going to beg, but help a brother out. I work very hard, and I need to eat too. At least once a day. Alright. These cards are a little bigger than the ones I like, so they're a little harder to work with. But it doesn't matter what deck I use, I'll get the same reading either way. The way I read is very different than other people. I'm not going off the pictures or what's on the card. I'm going by what that archetypal energy represents and the information that I have in my head. So the tool itself is largely irrelevant. I align better with the energy of the Prismavisions deck. It fits my aesthetic, it fits my elemental stuff better. It works on so many levels that I just really am in love with those cards, and it breaks my heart that I don't get to use them until I can replace them. Hint, hint. Anyway, what we want is whatever reading will be the most beneficial for the air signs in the audience, the air signs in the lives of anyone watching, for my business, for my channel, for everyone involved. Looks like it's to the left again. I'm not getting any like super strong readings from the pendulum today, but it's been mostly to the left, and there was, I don't know. It's a judgment call at this point. It was a little more to the left than it was to the right, though. So, a little nicotine before we go. Alright, so Gemini. The Hanged Man. Gemini, you're learning some difficult lessons right now. Going through a trial in order to gain wisdom that will aid you later in life. The Chariot. This is a big part of your life journey. This is some like big destiny stuff. This is something that you were always meant to go through, and it's going to prepare you for the next stage. The skills and the lessons that you learn right now, which is a good reason to pay a lot more attention, are going to be something that's very important for whatever comes next in your life. So even though this is a rough time and it feels like everything is against you right now, you are developing strengths that will serve you later, and it's important to pay attention to the lessons and to the opportunities for growth that you have right now, because the more aware and the more perceptive you are right now, the better you will do later whenever you move on to the next stage of whatever is to come. The Hierophant. This is not something new for you, Gemini. You've been through these phases before. You've been through this kind of transition and learned these kind of painful lessons. Only this time you have an opportunity to do it more consciously. You know this is something that you have to go through alone and deal with yourself, and you know that this is something that will make you better in the long run, and even though it's difficult now, you will be better off for having endured this unpleasant ordeal. And I encourage you to just try to pay as much attention to try to be as insightful and introspective about this as you can, because there's probably a lot of deep wisdom that it's imprinting on you in such an unpleasant way that some of it could be lost. So try to think of it on like a higher, more spiritual level, and try not to give in to the discomfort, which I know is difficult during these times. But there's a lot of power to be gained in what you're going through if you are of the right mindset when you go through it. And I wish you the best of luck with that, Gemini. Okay. Libra. Libra, you have the Seven of Pentacles. You have some anxiety and some concerns about your finances or your living situation or your physical well-being, your survival needs and that sort of thing. It's apple juice today. You've recently lost some illusions, the Devil inverted. You've seen through some things that maybe you were told some things that didn't pan out. You were given some opportunities that turned out not to be fruitful. There were some things that something wasn't right, and for whatever reason you were able to avoid being caught up in that. You were able to see through the deception that was being offered to you, and now you're concerned about how things are going to go moving forward. You have the Five of Cups. Unfortunately, Libra, this is going to be a difficult and very conflicting time for you. Your emotions are going to be divided, and there's going to be a lot of hard feelings and a lot of things, a lot of maybe arguments, maybe just hurt feelings. There's going to be a lot of things that you're going to have to work your way through, because whatever comes next, you don't want to carry this energy into it. Something wasn't right. You were deceived, and now that you've seen through it, you need to get yourself out of this situation, and that's going to take a little bit of an emotional fight. And I wish you the best of luck with that, Libra. If you need any additional information or help, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm always available for personal readings. Aquarius. Ace of Cups. Aquarius, you are very in touch with your emotions right now. I'm proud of you for that. That is not our strong suit. There's been a lot of powerful stuff going on in Aquarius for the last month or two, so I'm not surprised that you're in a different headspace right now and more in touch with your heart, and that's really, really awesome. That's spectacular growth for such an intellectual, very strong air sign. You have the Three of Swords, so this newfound connection to your emotional self is actually triggering a lot of intellectual growth, and you're able to understand things on a deeper level that you couldn't before, because you hadn't processed all of those emotional lessons and all of that other information that your brain just can't register the same way that your emotional self and your heart can. The Six of Pentacles inverted. Your situation isn't ideal right now, but this new connection to your feelings and this new intellectual growth is going to empower you to make the changes you need to make that happen. So now that you are more in touch and more connected, you have access to a greater level of power than you did before, and you are more able to affect change in your immediate world. So if your situation isn't ideal, use what you've gained to build yourself up to a position where you can change that, because you are now empowered to do greater things. And an Aquarius that is in touch with their emotional self is a potent force. I'm not joking. I know this from personal experience. When we tap into that part of ourselves, we are incredibly powerful because we can make such great use of that information with the way our air sign intellect works and the unpredictable, irregular, chaotic kind of way that Aquarius works. Very out of the box and improvisational thinking, things like that. So empowered with that emotional awareness and self-understanding and the intuitive nature that comes with that, Aquarius is more powerful than they could ever be, just mind alone. So you are now in touch with yourself. You are now able to make the changes that you need to. Figure out how you're going to do that, is my advice. And I wish you the best of luck with that, Aquarius. With that, I'm going to call this a wrap and finish up the last video and get these posted. I really hope that these readings were helpful and that you enjoyed this. I know it was kind of quick. I don't have a lot of time to do things that I'm not getting paid for anymore, so I have to devote most of my time and attention to either my children or work that brings in money. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to toss a coin to your seer, there are plenty of links in the description where you can find out how to do that, and you can check those out while you're hitting the like button and subscribing to my channel. And don't forget to hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you get notifications whenever I post new videos. You can check me out at Blind Seer or at Real Blind Seer on Facebook or Blind Seer Official on Instagram, where you can see all of my photography work and the weekly and monthly readings that I post, which were much more in-depth than anything I could ever do on this channel, because when I write them out, I have a lot more time to consider the information that I'm putting forward, and I can expand on it a little more than I can just rambling on my own without a script. So I really recommend that you check all of that out. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that I will see you next time.